Hey, good afternoon. I'm John Rhoads. This is Rhoads Life Coaching. And it's been kind of interesting for me for the last few weeks. I try to think about what it means to be a whole person. And as hopefully you know, the foundations of my coaching practice are developing that idea of what is a whole person and how to identify the pieces in order to be able to help develop and grow as a whole human being. And as I've explored that over the years and trying to develop a better understanding for myself, one of the pieces that has become kind of to light to me or obvious to me in the last few months and years is that there's a piece of us that understands ourselves as a whole human being based on our race. And that understanding our race is, to be redundant, part of being whole. Now, having said that, has been a difficult thing for me personally to try and wrap my head around, simply because the race that I am is so oriented, the world is so oriented towards the race that I am that it's difficult for me to see. Now, someone of a different race might have a different experience. They may be much more aware of understanding their race and what their race is and how it fits into the world. But it's been a difficult thing for me, and I wonder if some of you also have some of that same difficulty. The image that comes to mind for me is kind of like a fish understanding that it's swimming in water. There's so much of the world that is oriented towards my gender and race, and specifically today race, that I have even trouble seeing all of it. Understanding that the water is around me as I swim through it as the fish. So my request to you is to pay attention to that for yourself. How do you understand what your race is? It's a part of who you are. It's not something that you can separate yourself from. And whether you're aware of it or not, is it possible to develop your understanding of it? What does it mean to be Caucasian? What does it mean to be African American? What are the different races, and where does the spectrum lay out, and where do you plot out on it? And how does the world orient towards you from that place? Starting to pay attention to that and develop an awareness of it and develop an understanding of it changes how the world looks. It's been an interesting exploration for me personally to start to see that I can't see how much the world orients towards my race in the culture that I live in. And that's been a difficult thing to wrap my head around. The more that I wrap my head around it, though, the more that I understand it, the more it helps me engage the world around me. My request and challenge to you is to begin or continue that journey for yourself. How do you understand your race? How do you appear in the world? How does your race influence who you are in terms of whether it's advantages or disadvantages that you may have, things that you have been set up for that you may not even know were there, and how does that play out in your daily life? Take some time and think about that. In order to continue that journey of becoming a more whole person, to fill in the pieces that might be missing to describe who you wholly are, how does your understanding of race play into that? As always, I'd be happy to continue that conversation. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below or reach out privately. I'd be happy to talk. And please also like this or share this video. Please feed the algorithm and send it to someone that you might feel that might benefit from it. And thank you for watching. I'm John Rhoads. This is Rhoads Life Coaching. I hope you're able to find purpose and meaning in daily life.